the first one, uh, the first one definitely I can understand. Okay, but yeah, the second one is, and maybe it's because I just don't understand the disease, but I'm not sure why your mind would go to a slur when black people come up there. It's like I
Yeah.
do think that his Tourette's did it, but like I said, it is kind of confusing as to why.
If you're hearing this, we want to welcome you to another episode of It's a Streamable Life podcast with Brandon and Lauren. And this week, we continue dwindling down our Oscar watch list with another nominated film to discuss. And we'll also talk about the winners at the British Arts Film TV Awards, BAFTAs, which were today. So we'll discuss those and how if they have any implications with the final Oscar nominations. But
Right.
first, how has your week been? What's been going on?
The week was pretty good. Up and down on the weather, which is getting annoying. I really wish it would just figure itself out, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
can't complain. Just a normal week, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah, same here. The weather was nice and now it's not. So hopefully we get back to that early spring feeling we were experiencing in this last week of February. But we'll go ahead and get into some other news that happened this past week.
Yeah.
First, the Olympics. So I think we're winding down to the
Ye-
final
Yeah, today was actually the
events.
last. Today was the last day, Sunday, the 22nd, when we're talking about this, and the closing ceremony just wrapped up, like maybe an hour or two ago. So yeah, it's done. It went quickly, very quickly.
Yeah, yeah. I know the biggest wins recently was the first American to win gold for women's figure skating since like
Yeah,
2000, something
yeah, it's been a
crazy.
long time. Yeah,
And then, of course, we had the U.S. hockey team win their first gold medal since
yeah,
1980. So, some big wins in the past few weeks. We
right.
also had the first black woman to win in a hockey game to win gold or win a
Yep.
medal. I'm not sure if she won gold or not.
Yeah, they did. The women won
Okay.
gold as well. So yeah.
And then I believe the first black woman to compete in speed skating performed pretty well too. I think.
Y- Yeah, I can't, I don't know if she placed or not. I know the last Winter Olympics she won, and so this time she was defending hers, but yeah, I'm
Okay.
not sure. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Unfortunately, I haven't been keeping up as closely
yeah,
as I usually do, but seems like we performed pretty well, more than
yeah,
normal, because the Winter Olympics doesn't seem to be our strength.
exactly.
We
Yeah,
seem to do
that's the
better
thing.
in the summer.
And I think that's part of the reason maybe it's not as watched this month. It's just because we get to Summer Olympics. It's stuff most people have done or seen before, and the winter things are so niche that it's like, okay,
Yeah, it's a bit different. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
In other news, we sadly lost quite a few actors. Fortunately, James Vanderbeek passed away from his battle with cancer, colon
hmm
cancer to be specific. He was 48 years old, and he had really just announced maybe late 2024 that he
yeah,
had the disease, and almost a year and a half later, he was gone. He leaves behind a wife and six children.
wow,
And then within the same week, we lost actor Eric Dane of Grey's Anatomy fame.
hmm
He had been diagnosed with ALS in 2024 and announced it, I believe, no, he was diagnosed in 2025 and announced it publicly that summer.
yeah,
Um, and he slipped away as well. He was 53.
yeah,
And he leaves behind two daughters. And for both of them, there were GoFundMe's that were raised or initiated that raised funds for their children. And there's
yeah,
been some backlash given that people think because they were celebrities that they don't need these funds. It's giving to the wealthy. But people don't understand is children need support regardless. And
right,
mainly those two men would have been considered the breadwinners of the family. Like
exactly, yeah,
the wives are, I mean, Dan was married to a wife, but they were technically separated at the time. But that's still a large paycheck all of a sudden gone to
right.
support these children in their future. So um, it's kind of weird to be mad at that, especially when it's to support kids who can't work, who don't have the
Yeah,
funds to support
they're
themselves. Like,
literally children. Like, yeah, yeah, it's very
yeah, yeah,
strange.
it's very strange. it's, of course, we're going to lose legends, people of Duvall's age and
Right, right.
the gift they've given, but Vanderbeek and Dane are just very surprising, given how quickly they were gone after diagnosis and how young they are as well.
Right.
And I know some part of the conversation with Vanderbeek was adults are younger and younger being diagnosed with colon cancer, and unfortunately,
Right.
insurance does not kick in until you're a certain age. So there's been push for legislation to sort of lower the age for insurance to kick in to cover those tests and whatnot. So hopefully, there's a change. But I don't know.
Yeah. And as with Eric Dane, that disease is so strange, and it's yeah, I think they said from the time they announced the time he died was like 10 months or so, which is wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just takes your body. It's also one of those diseases that's very leans heavily towards one race. Like white people get affected by ALS at a much higher rate. It's very strange.
Yeah. So his final on-screen role will be this final season. Well, this upcoming season, don't know if it's final, but upcoming
Yeah.
season of HBO's Euphoria, where he played Cal Jacobs. And I don't know if it's true, but I read that, of course, he filmed the season, but allegedly he filmed everything in a wheelchair. So I don't know if that's true or not. I
Oh,
know when they were filming this, eventually he was not able to move one side of his body, and then eventually
right.
he could not walk. So I don't know how
Wow.
far the disease had progressed at
Yeah.
that time. So we will have to see this April. All right, and now we'll get into our feature presentation. As we discussed before, the BAFTAs occurred today.
Yes.
They are basically the British Oscars.
Mm-hmm.
The same company also hosts the TV awards, which is their version of the Emmys. So the BAFTAs were today, and the big winner, of course, turned out to be One Battle After Another.
Mm.
They scored, let me look at this list real quick. I know they won Best Film. They covered the Best Director for Paul Thomas Anderson. Let me see. Best Adapted Screenplay also went to One Battle After Another. Best Cinematography. Best Editing. Best
Wow.
Supporting Actor also went to Sean Penn for his role in the film. So they were sort of the big winners there. Frankenstein sort of won quite a few technical awards as well.
Yeah, I saw that.
They won Best Production Design, Best Makeup and Hair. Um, let's see any more here. And Best Costume Design. And then, of course, for the other highly contested film, Sinners, it won 3 awards, which was a record-breaking 3 awards for a BAFTA for the BAFTAs for a black directed film. So the previous
Oh, wow.
record was 2 awards for a black directed film. So it won Best Original Screenplay for Ryan Coogler,
Right.
Best Supporting Actress for Wunmi Musaku, and then one for Best Original Score for Ludwig Grossen.
Nice.
Other known winners, leading actress went to Jessica Buckley for Hamnet.
Yeah.
Leading actor went to Robert R. Mario for I Swear. And this film is about a man who lives with Tourette's. And, of course, the gentleman the film was based on was there at the BAFTAs. And a moment of controversy sort of occurred. Given his disability, he had a few tics, a few outbursts
Yeah.
where he yelled out F off the stage and some other things. He also yelled out the N word as Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo walked on stage to present the first award. And afterwards, Alan Cummings came out to apologize, to acknowledge, unfortunately he cannot help it, but they do apologize that that occurred.
Right.
Now, there's been discussion around this incident. Yes, that's a disability. You cannot prevent that. But a racial slur, it seems a bit far for
Yeah.
that.
That's the first one, uh, the first one definitely I can understand. Okay, but yeah, the second one is, and maybe it's because I just don't understand the disease, but I'm not sure why your mind would go to a slur when black people come up there. It's like I
Yeah.
do think that his Tourette's did it, but like I said, it is kind of confusing as to why. I
Yeah,
like,
why is
and
that
again, I
word
don't
in your
know.
vocabulary?
Yeah,
Like, there's
like
a bunch
I
of
don't
swear
know.
words. You don't need to see the N word particularly.
Yeah, but then
And
again, what I was
go ahead.
saying is it's involuntary. So I think that is what causes it. But again, I don't understand the disease. I'm not sure why his mind would go
There.
negative. That's yeah,
Yeah. And that's the thing. Also, while that is a form of Tourette's, there are other forms of it that aren't as publicly known because whether on TV or in storytelling, it's always that very public outburst form that we see. So unfortunately, I
right,
think
right.
society has groomed us to think that that's the only version. When I read where Billie Eilish has a form of Tourette's where her tics are more stuff with her hands, maybe if she's like in
Yeah,
public or stuff like that. So I think half of it is society has made Tourette's only that. So when it happens, I guess we seem sympathetic, but it does feel strange that that is the term you go to. And he didn't say it while they were talking. He waited while it was all quiet,
it
and
just yeah.
then it came out. So
Hmm.
I don't know. It's just unfortunate. Yeah, Robert Amaro won Best Lead Actor for I Swear. He also won the Rising Star Award, which is voted by the public. Um, let's see. Outstanding British Film went to Hamnet. Best Film not in the English language was Sentimental Value.
Yeah.
Zootopia 2 won Animated Film, I believe. And something they call it Zootropolis. I thought it was Zootopia.
Ooh, I don't know.
Maybe I'm confused. I don't know.
Right.
Um, Best Casting went to I Swear. Then Outstanding Debut by a British writer, director, or producer went to My Father's Shadow. And this is the
Yeah, I
film
saw
that
that.
stars Sope Dirisu. I really want to see this. I just don't know when. But yeah, the director was Akinola Davies and the writer was Wally Davies. I believe they're brothers.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was the big winners from the BAFTAs. As far as what that means for the Oscars, I have a feeling it's going to follow a similar pattern. Um, Paul Thomas Anderson most likely will get Best Director. He won the DGA as well. Both the DGA and the BAFTAs have never awarded a black director. Neither have the Oscars
Wow.
either. So we're still waiting for that award to be given to a person of color, at least a black
Yeah.
person. Your thoughts? Do you think this changes the dynamic at all for the March 15th ceremony?
I don't. I think it will be along these lines. I think One Battle After Another is just one of those films that I think Sinners will do well. I'm not sure how many of the large number they've been nominated they've won, but um, I think it will kind of reflect this a little bit, as it always does in a way. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll see.
And last I checked, I believe from Rotten Tomatoes or IMDb, Sinners has been the best rated film of the nominees all year. So the critics love it. We just don't know if the Academy is going to bestow it with the top award.
Right, right.
So that's the way that goes. For losers, unexpectedly, I guess Marty Supreme, which was A24's
Yeah, that's a good
largest
point. Yeah.
grossing film, and the marketing push was a big budget as well, went 0 for 11, tying a record at the BAFTA Awards for as many losses. So I don't see that film doing well at the Oscars either, unless America
No.
flips or something.
Yeah, I doubt it. That seemed like a very maybe one of those films that becomes like a cult favorite type thing, but yeah, I don't see it gaining much ground at the Oscars.
Yeah. And while I enjoyed Uncut Gems, I don't know if I like Mario Supreme. They're very
Right.
two different films, kind of the
Exactly.
same, not genre, but same kind of methodology and creativity around it. But I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
All right, we'll go to our next segment here where we'll discuss the next film on our watch list for the Oscars. We'll discuss Bugonia, which starred Jesse Plemons and Emma Stone. And this is directed by, I don't think I can say the guy's last name or name at all.
Uh, it's Yorgos Lanthimos. I think
Yes.
that's how you pronounce it. Yeah,
And he and Emma have collaborated quite a bit.
yeah, they have.
So she's nominated for Best Actress for her role in the film. This is the sort of synopsis from IMDb. Two conspiracy obsessed young men kidnap the high powered CEO of a major company, convinced that she is an alien intent on destroying planet Earth. What were your thoughts on the film? And then I'll give my thoughts.
Okay. Well, having seen a good number of his films, I was not surprised just by kind of like the very far left field plot of this, but I enjoyed it. And also, one thing that I was thinking is that even though, how do I say it? It's very odd film once you get to the end of it. And while that part may not be factual, everything before it I could genuinely see happening. And in some ways, we are kind of seeing it happening in the world, just people getting hooked onto conspiracies and things like this and then taking them to the next level. So, yeah, and it's also kind of as much as there is comedy in it, it's also very sad when you think about the reasoning behind what they're doing. So, yeah, I genuinely thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, same here. Like you said, other than the ending, very much of the film feels very present of the
Right,
time. The conspiracy theorists of it could be hyperbole, but the idea of you know uh, pharmaceutical companies taking advantage of
exactly. Yeah,
people for profit, just the sort of corporate America structure. There's humor in the way she addressed the employees, the recording of the
right.
marketing video, the entire stitch of the um, you can leave at 5 if your work is done, but if your
Yeah,
work is
yeah.
done, feel free to leave because you
Right,
can't.
right.
That was funny. So all of that felt very, very real, very true and symbolic. And like you said, it's a very sad film as well. Some of the scenes with Jesse Plemons' character in particular, you can see sort of
Yeah.
the hurt that he's experienced um, with a loved one who's suffered from this company's sort of false hope
Right.
after a grievance pushed upon a someone they love. The ending was quite unexpected,
Yeah.
especially the violence.
Yes. Yeah.
Something I was not expecting. And kudos to the other actor. I did not know his name, but he was very good in his role.
hmm
They all were very good. And shout out to Alicia Silverstone, who I did not know was in the movie. This was
Oh
definitely
wow.
a different role for her,
Yeah.
so I appreciated that. As far as his chances for winning for Emma Stone, I mean, it was a good performance. I don't know if it
Right. It's gonna
would be
overpower the
my
other ones.
leading. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if she does win, it just makes a stronger case that Demi Moore should have won last year for The Substance.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I would agree with
So,
that. Yeah.
so I don't know. We'll have to see.
But I do like the fact that they keep working together. I like when directors do that. Like they kind of pick a lane and a person and they go with it. It's very it's cool to see that. But like I said, his films are always like just out there. He has a film called Dogtooth that came out in 2009. That's the first film of his I saw. And I remember finishing the film just like, what the hell did I just watch? But what's interesting is to see his progression because his films have gotten more linear and they make a little bit more sense. And
Mm,
yeah, so that's interesting. So
yeah. And if you want to check out Bugonia, it's on Peacock right now to stream. With that said, I believe I just have 4 films left.
okay,
They are all available for rent.
yeah,
So,
that's the problem. Yeah,
yeah, I think the lowest price I saw for any of them was $10. The other were like 20 or 15.
right. Which is like, damn.
Yeah, that's like going to the movies,
Yeah,
essentially. So, Sentimental Values, Secret Agent, Hamnet, and Marty Supreme is what's left
right.
on my list. And the Academy Awards are March 15th on ABC. I believe they start at 8 p.m.
Yeah, I
probably.
believe so. Yeah.
And they're hosted by Conan O'Brien again. So we will be watching.
Yes.
And then other streams, I've been watching Prime Video's Cross. This
Okay.
is the second season of the series based on James Patterson's character. You've seen him portrayed by Morgan Freeman and Tyler Perry, but
All right.
this iteration is portrayed by Aldous Hodge. And this season, excuse me, I think is the better season of the two. I believe they changed showrunners. Um, while the first season felt like every character was sort of heightened or extra, this season feels more, as the word I use is lived in, more sort of relaxed, and they should feel more real, more
Right.
human
Right.
like. Basically, the season kind of pulls from the Epstein files, where there is a assassin killing off billionaires that
Mm.
are connected in this trafficking system,
Well, yeah.
basically.
Oh, wow.
And Aldous is trying to track the killer down. So, really good. Topical with the immigration issue, so that's another reason why I think it's good this season. And you have a villain that's sort of sympathetic. While first season was just sort of like a psychotic killer, you didn't really have to empathize with them. This this season's villain or antagonist is more nuanced.
Right. Right.
I think the first 4 episodes are out right now, and it's the number
Okay.
one show on Prime so far. So
Oh,
hopefully it
wow.
gets a third season.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
And then His and Hers on Netflix kind of took over the past few weeks. It stars John Bernthal and Tessa Thompson. It's also based on
Mm.
a novel. A small town experiences a murder, and Tessa Thompson's character returns to her hometown to solve it. And her husband, or estranged husband, is the chief of police who's investigating. So very only 6 episodes long, so you can kind of zip right through it.
Yeah.
Very twisty, turny, right to the last minute. So it was very good. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Anything on your list?
Uh, no, I've not really watched too much television. I was kind of stuck on the Olympics during the day, so that was that. And so no, but I'm hoping with the weather and spring coming around, I'll be more up for watching television and even movies. But it's
Yeah,
been so gloomy. The last thing I want to do is just stay still and watch stuff. So
yeah, yes. Watch stuff you don't have to really watch.
exactly, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So things upcoming, we've got Hulu's Paradise returning for season
yes,
2 on Monday. We've got Apple TV's Monarch: Legacy of Monsters returning on the 27th. Um, looks like that show will be good. If you don't know about that show, it's based in the Godzilla franchise. So it's really good. Apple TV has some
okay,
amazing shows you can check out. Both
yeah,
Kurt Russell and Wyatt Russell star in that. And then, of course, we still have The Pit on Thursdays. We
right,
have the final episode of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms this evening. And you also have, I think, the penultimate episode of Industry, if I'm not mistaken,
okay,
which has been very good. Last season, last episode was an amazing episode with a ginormous cliffhanger with one of the characters. So we'll see where that goes. I'm trying to think anything else this week. Oh, and then some other broadcast shows come back. Elsbeth and Matlock.
Yeah.
I think Marshall's, their new show in the Yellowstone universe, Tracker, stuff like that, also comes back this week. So,
Okay.
if you're hearing this, we thank you for listening to the full episode of It's a Stream of Life podcast. For more content, you can follow me on Instagram at Philip Winslow, PHLLP_WNSLW. And then you can catch us on the next episode where we'll be discussing something streamable.
Yeah.
But until then, keep on streaming.
Peace.